Welcome everyone to Colorado Career Connectors. I'm Shelly Johnson, founder and CEO of our meetup group. We did have a lot of people register, so hopefully we'll have around 25 to 30 people. Thank you for arriving early. It's great to see you, Giancarlos, Joe, Kim, Lisa, and Joel. Awesome to have you. We'll get started in just a few minutes. My director of operations will be putting you on mute. We would love your participation and interaction in the chat. This is going to be fun. Any questions you have, let us know and we'll absolutely answer those. So again, just give us a few minutes to get more people in the group, and we're super happy to have you here. We're very, very informal here as well. So if you want to, we'd love to see you. In fact, it's much easier for Lisa and I to present when we can see you.
Yeah.
But we also understand that it's lunchtime. So you do you, but please participate. Wonderful. Welcome, Tori and Deanne and Trina. And Therese, it's so nice to see all of you. If you're just being admitted to Colorado Career Connectors, I'm Shelly Johnson, founder and CEO of the meetup. Meetup group, welcome. We do have several room and we'll start in you here. Yes, it does look like a good group. Please feel free to put your camera. If you need to eat, drink, you just do you. We are here to help you, but it's a lot easier. Hey, Tori. Hey, Therese. Cherie, how are you? Hi, Kim. Hi, Deanne. Awesome to have you. And so far we have people from all over the country. This is not just for Colorado. This is our last meetup and event for the year. We started in March of 2021, and we now have over 650 people in our membership and in our community, and we welcome you. I'm so blessed and so grateful that over the past 9 months, we have been able to bring 20 events, which have helped job seekers and those that want to have promotions feel better about themselves. And so today we're going to light up, because it's the holidays, we're going to light up your LinkedIn. And my good friend and power partner and strategic partner, Lisa Carmen, is here again to talk about LinkedIn. And I've seen the presentation that she's put together, and I think you're going to get so much out of it. So we are going to be recording this. And I also want to, if you just dialed in, welcome you. So let's go ahead and get started. Again, hi everyone, I'm Shelly Johnson. I founded Colorado Career Connectors in March. Again, we now have over 650 people. We're so excited to have you here today. If I have not met you, I provide creative talent solutions for small to medium-sized businesses and individuals. I'm an award-winning career coach, certified positive intelligence and mental fitness coach. And I've had over 50 people this year go through the positive intelligence program with me, as well as coached over 40 people that have reached 1.4 million in promotion dollars, salary increases, as well as deeper relationships. And so I started my company 2 years ago because I felt burnt out and disengaged. And then I wanted to start this meetup because our mission is to really help you live your full authenticity. And so because of what we've done, we're very excited to be one of the fastest growing meetup groups in Colorado for career. And so let's get started. I do want to let you know that we are lucky enough to have a reporter, Judith Kohler, who's on the phone call with us today and in the event. And Judith is going to be writing an article in the Denver Post about the Great Resignation. And Lisa Carmen and I have spent time with Judith, and she's going to be looking to speak with a few people after this call. And if you are interested in speaking with her, here is her contact information. Your privacy and confidentiality will absolutely be respected. But if you do want to be in the paper, your name will be given. And Judith, if you are out there, can you tell us a little bit about what you're looking for and just what people need to know for their privacy and considering working and contacting you afterwards? So Judith, if you can, share a little bit, please.
Sure, yeah, and Shelley and Lisa, thanks for letting me sit in. We at the Denver Post, like a lot of newspapers, have done stories on what's going on with the labor market, the Great Resignation, as Shelley mentioned, and also, the large Colorado is one of the leading, it has some of the highest number of job openings in the country. And, I think everybody's trying to get a feel for what's going on, get a handle. I talked to Shelley and Lisa previously for a story, talked to one person who, quit her job and is looking, she went into what she's looking for in a new job. And so today I'll just be listening in. I might quote Shelley and Lisa. I assume that's okay with them. I won't quote anybody. I'm just trying to get the general flavor of the discussion, but would like to talk to, 2, 3 people, a couple people or more who are interested in, talking about leaving their jobs and what they're looking for and how you're going about it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Judith. Welcome, and we're happy to have you here. And thank you, Yvette, for putting Judith's information in there as well. I'm trying to advance the slide here. It's not advancing. There you go. Okay, we have a brand new website. It's been out for the past couple of months, and we really want you to subscribe there for updates. For the first quarter of 2022, we have some awesome content coming your way, and we're going to be changing things up. Once a month, we're going to have companies, small to medium-sized businesses, that are going to start presenting to you, providing information and insight to you. And January 24th, we're focusing on life sciences, healthcare, and we've got 3 amazing companies signed up for that so far. I want to turn it over to my Director of Operations, Yvette Bell, really quickly so that she can tell you a little bit more about this and some changes that we are making in Colorado Career Connectors.
Hi, everyone. I don't talk to you guys very much, but I'm always here, and I do know a lot of you. I wanted to encourage everyone to go to cocareerconnectors.com and subscribe for updates there. We are making some changes for the new year, so there will be some overlap. You can still register for events on Meetup, and I'll provide the link to get in there because I know some people do find that more convenient. But we want to bring some enhancements to you, and one is that we can control what gets sent to you in your confirmation emails, so you'll have all the information there. I know that sometimes getting the link can be a little bit of a roundabout way, so definitely sign up there if that's something you're interested in doing, and check it out and see what we've done, and let us know what you think. And,
thank you, Yvette.
Yeah,
That's
no
awesome.
problem.
And just a plug for Yvette, if anybody out there is in need of a web designer or branding specialist, Yvette designs everything from both of my companies, and she does an amazing job. So we are going to really start promoting her as well, starting in 2022. So let's continue. Every other week, we have a candidate spotlight. And today I'm very happy to introduce you to Larry Sontag. Larry's currently a client of mine, and I want to turn it over to him so that you can also learn more about him And this is all about networking and connection. And so if you're comfortable, please put your information in the chat. Reach out to Larry. Larry is networking and currently looking for a position. So Larry, it's over to you.
Hi, Shelley. Thank you, Shelley, and hello to everybody. I'm a business operations professional who currently lives near Raleigh, North Carolina. I would like to share a story about myself that highlights 3 of my top competencies: diplomacy, problem solving, and customer focus. I was working for a company as an operations consultant with a group of retail clients in South Florida. The owners of one location, brother and sister, had inherited the business from their dad after he passed away suddenly about 10 years prior. They faced more and more retail competition and had fallen into a rut of negativity over the long-term survival of that business. So I really felt the pain and the challenges that they were going through economically and professionally and personally in running that store. So I worked on creating a plan, an action plan that looked at their market potential, identified performance gaps, came up with a budget, et cetera. And I went in and shared that with them. They kind of got it, but they were really skeptical at first. And I said, look, your parents handed this business to you on a silver platter, and now that platter is tarnishing badly. Are you okay with that? Or do you want help shining the silver? Well, that opened them up more to sharing their concerns. So we, talked some more and took the next step in the plan. My next visit there, my next meeting with them, they had arranged for their CPA to be there, but hadn't told me that in advance. So the CPA starts questioning about the wisdom of investing this money. He says, I see that you're recommending increasing their inventory. With their sales, they should be decreasing their inventory. Your plan can put them out of business. I said, well, yes, that could be a potential risk they take. And they face the same risk if they do nothing. So even though my head was spinning like crazy then, I just waited, paused, silence, seemed like 10 minutes of silence, probably wasn't. But finally, Jerry, the brother, spoke up. And he said, well, that wouldn't be so bad if we went out of business. I could quit this job and go work for someone else and probably make a lot more money. So long story short, we ended up doing the project. By the end of the first 12 months, their accountant, their CPA was telling them that tax liability was too high and they should buy 2 new trucks for each of them. And their revenues their revenues had doubled, their profits had more than doubled in that time frame. So years later, I saw them again, and they had sold the business. They were very happy. They had money to live in their retirement, kind of took early retirement. So that story, I hope, tells a little bit about who I am and what I do. I would love to find a company that is a small business or a small to medium-sized business or works for the betterment of small and medium-sized businesses, helping them with operations, financial analysis, demographics, data analytics, all of those sorts of things. But most importantly for this group, I just love connecting with people and talking, right? And seeing what we have in common and what our differences are, and just share our stories. So if you'd like to connect with me, I'd appreciate that in LinkedIn, and let's talk. So thanks, everybody. Thanks, Shelley.
So I have to agree with Lisa. That was a great story, Larry. Thank you. And as Larry's coach, I can tell you he is a rock star, but he's a little bit of an introvert. So for him to do this, let's give him a round of applause for doing this. Snaps. Anything operational, small to medium sized business. So happy to have you here, Larry. Thank you so much. And okay,
Thanks.
As we move on, if we haven't connected, I am a master connector. A lot of my clients will tell you that I connect them into the jobs they find. I am super excited to be growing Colorado Career Connectors in 2022. And I will be your first speaker on January 10th at noon. It's about how to land your perfect job. It's about really looking at what makes you tick, your vision. And I'm going to give you a framework of how you can consistently fast track your career, promotion, advancement, or search. So we hope to see you there. And without further ado, let me just tell you, I am so excited, and what a gift it is to have my friend and my strategic power partner, Lisa Carmen, who's going to be talking all about lighting up your LinkedIn for the holidays. Lisa, I'm going to let you take it from here and introduce yourself, and then we'll get started on the presentation.
Gotcha. Thank you so much, Shelley. I'm just thrilled that you invited me back after the first presentation on resumes. Thank you, thank you. And I just wanted to congratulate you, Shelley and Yvette, for everything you two have done to build Colorado Career Connectors. You guys are kicking it. I mean, and so quickly. This is amazing and such fantastic support and resources for everyone. Okay, so let me start the presentation, start sharing on my end here. Almost there. Oops, that was a snafu. Hang on. There we go. All right. Well, for any of you out there who's considering switching things up, maybe quitting where you're currently at, or you're not working and you're trying to decide what's next, I'm here to tell you that I spent 20 years in corporate America and reinvented myself. It is possible. Life after corporate is wonderful. Maybe you're going to go back into corporate. Maybe you're going to start in corporate for the first time. Don't hesitate about change. As long as it's positive change and you're making progress, that's what matters. But I reinvented myself about after 20 years, and 12 years ago, started my business, Resonating Resumes, and I haven't looked back since. I love what I do every day, and I will do this until I retire. This is my thing for sure. I am wanting you to know that for Colorado Career Connectors who at least view this presentation, I'm offering a 20% discount off of any LinkedIn profile development service or resume writing service. All you have to do is reach out to me through LinkedIn messaging, connect with me first, and then message me, or email me. That might be the simplest way to go. And we'll get you started before the end of the year. That's the goal. As long as you reach out to me before the end of the year, you will get your 20% discount. But I know that many of you out there can do this without help. You can do this with your LinkedIn profile. And Shelley and I are here to help. All right, Shelley, I'll let you take this one.
I was just putting what an awesome deal that is. So reach out to Lisa for a 20% discount on resume and LinkedIn. I'm going to send that now. Okay, so when Lisa and I were putting this together, she has 20 years, I have 20 plus years in corporate, and we want to let you know that there is life after corporate. If you are out there and you're feeling burnt out or stressed, this is what we do and why we want to light you up, not just your LinkedIn, but you up. And so how do you leverage LinkedIn for a job search? It really is all about your brand. Just as Judith is here with the Denver Post to assure that that publication brings you the latest and greatest. That's part of her brand. My brand is as a positive intelligence coach and a fast track job strategist, right? What is your brand? So Lisa's going to take you through very specific information on how you can do your headline, how you can leverage and grow your network, because that's really what it's about. It's about growing your network so that not just the people in your sphere of, or your zone of genius, your comfort zone, if you will, that you expand it out to your risk zone and then further and further so that you can find those hidden positions. We definitely want you to get and give recommendations on LinkedIn. From a recruitment standpoint, the first thing recruiters look at is your headline. You also need to have a very strong photograph and banner, which Lisa will show you in just a moment. But getting recommendations, that is the second area where people look because they want to know who you are. It's like testimonials from your corporate background, your business background, if you're a volunteer, people who know what a rock star you are. We're going to show you how to join niche groups and get the word out and be active on LinkedIn. So these are some of the highlights that Lisa and I are going to go through with you right now. Back to you,
Right.
Lisa.
Thank you, Shelley. So essentially, this is the agenda for the rest of our time together today until 1 o'clock Mountain Time. So, but it isn't just about building your LinkedIn. It's about managing career opportunities and managing your brand and planning and tapping into resources you normally wouldn't get to tap into. And number one is increasing your visibility. That's what LinkedIn is all about for you. So we're going to be talking about how to develop your brand. Shelley already mentioned that. I'm going to be sharing best practices with you, and Shelley, I'm sure, will jump in when she would like to on that. And I've got some tips and tricks that I've learned over the years that I'll be sharing with you as well. And I found that real life examples of LinkedIn profiles help more than anything else. So I've got this presentation chock full of real life LinkedIn profile content. Some of it I've written, some of it I haven't. I just wanted to take the best of the best and share it with you. Now, we won't have time to read everything, but I will be highlighting those pieces that I want you to focus on in terms of what makes a good piece of content for each section. And then hopefully we'll have question and answer time at the end. Shelley and Yvette, I'll be relying on you two to let me know when I need to be wrapping up. Okay, so I'm going to start with my homepage. When you launch LinkedIn, your homepage opens. A lot of people haven't really thought about it, but that's what you're looking at when you're looking at your feed in the middle column. The other page we're going to be looking at today is your profile page. So the home page and the profile page. We'll start here with the home page and then spend most of the rest of our time in the profile page. So I just wanted to give you a different perspective on the home page. I think of this page as having 3 different columns. The column on the far left is what I call your vertical business card. And as you can see, let me move this down so I can see. You see views of your post and who has viewed your profile. Now, here is my plug for LinkedIn Premium. When you are in job search or looking to explore your options, get LinkedIn Premium. Pay for it until you get employed again or until you found your dream job, and then cancel it. It's very easy to cancel. It's not a big deal. So Premium is really valuable to you for a few different reasons. Number one, it gives you access to really solid, good LinkedIn training courses and such, more than what you would normally get with just the basic plan. It also will tell you a lot more about who's viewed your profile right here. When you have Premium, you get a ton of information about who's viewed your profile. When you have the basic plan, you're not able to see very much about who's viewed. Now, the value of who's viewed your profile is this. They already went to look at you. It's like a warm lead in sales. So when you have Premium, you'll get to see, unless they're in anonymous mode, of course, you'll get to see who's gone to your profile, what company they work at. Maybe they're a recruiter. Maybe some of the people who've gone to your profile are hiring authorities. When they go to you first, it's the open door for you to message them. First, reach out and request a connection, and why? Because they went to your profile and you'd like to answer any questions they might have. Then you can, in addition to connecting with them, message them after that and say, hey, this is what I do best. Can I help you in any way? Or can I answer more questions? You're not saying, hey, this is what I do best and I need a job. You're saying, this is what I do best. Can I help you in any way? You're extending yourself to them. I would do that with every legitimate business connection person that viewed your profile. And you can only do that if you have premium. Also, premium gives you really valuable analytics about how you measure up with the competition. So once you're in a job description in LinkedIn, when you're in the jobs tool, and you've opened a job description, premium will list the 10 top skills in that job and how you measure up. Do you have one of the 10 skills or do you have 8 of the 10 skills? This is really significant in terms of keywords and skills that you want to incorporate into your LinkedIn. So that's my plug for LinkedIn Premium. From there, let's go ahead and take a look at the middle column. So the middle column is where most of you have probably spent some time. There's 2 things you can do in the middle column: write your own content and view other people's content and share it. So by far, and because LinkedIn is all about increasing your visibility and getting more contacts and making more business connections, by far, the easiest way to be active on LinkedIn and not kill yourself time-wise is scrolling through this middle column and sharing content from other people. So it's just you scrolling down and finding content of interest. Maybe it's about your industry. Maybe it's about a company you're interested in working for, scrolling through, and you can tailor what you see in your middle column content. Go in when you have a moment, explore those 3 dots at the top of each pane for each post, and you'll be able to tailor it further to what you really want to see. So when you share content from someone else in LinkedIn, you've scrolled down and you found something very compelling you want to share, always comment on why you're sharing it. Let your connections know why you're sharing it and why you think it's of value, or why you think we need to discuss something about this. Make sure you comment on why you're sharing. Okay, that's the easiest way to be active. 2 minutes, that's all you need. Every day, go in there for 2 minutes and do that. We have also some other action items for you at the end of the session, which you'll see. But if you have nothing else but 2 minutes, use it by sharing content. The other way you can be active in LinkedIn is starting your own post. When you start your own post, it's as simple as, I just wanted to put this out there to all of my connections for whatever reason. Maybe it's a decision that was made in the courts recently. Maybe it has to do with a very big challenge your industry is dealing with. Maybe it's about the Great Resignation. Who knows? Whatever you would like to say in a concise, succinct way, you can do that in a post, but you should know that if you include a link in your post to another website, to an article, whatever the case may be, if you include a link, you will get 45% more views on that post. So that's important. If you really want to increase your visibility, when you're posting something of your own or just sharing a link, make sure you share something that people can link to and go to and read about. The other 3rd way you can be active is about writing your own articles. I'm not going to go into that right now, but this is for you to establish yourself as an expert in your field. Articles are longer than when you start a post. And generally speaking, articles in LinkedIn are still fairly brief, and it's best if you identify like a top 3 or a top 5 or top 10 things that you're sharing in that article. So when you click on write article, don't worry, you're not going to immediately be posting stuff for the world to see. When you click on that, it opens up LinkedIn's publishing platform. Now, I found out the hard way, don't write your content in the publishing platform. I wrote a brilliant expose in that publishing platform on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn had a hiccup and I lost hours of work. So I highly recommend that before you go to the write an article publishing platform with LinkedIn, first write it in Microsoft Word or Google and get all of your edits done, perfect that piece of content, that article, and have all of your visuals. You need to attach images, pictures, any video, even of you talking would be valid, just very short and brief. So once you go into write the article and copy and paste your content that you've written in Word, and then you're golden and you won't have to worry about a thing. And LinkedIn tracks your articles as well as those that aren't quite finished yet. Your article will not go out to anyone in LinkedIn, nobody, until you click the big blue publish button. So no worries there. And now we come to the third column of your homepage. The thing of value here is LinkedIn news. So if you do a quick scroll through your middle column and you don't see anything of interest, go to LinkedIn news, and that is what is trending in the news right now. And it's constantly updating and changing. It will also capture things from your area where you live. For instance, I was speaking with a client in New York City, and she was getting updates on the flooding back when that happened. I don't see the updates here in Colorado, but just to let you know that that is tailored and it's constantly updating. So you might, and this is curated information that's really short, easy reads that you can then comment on and share. Okay, moving forward. Shelley, are you speaking?
I was, but I was muted. So
Okay.
the homepage is super important. I just wanted to give a couple stories of how my clients have gotten articles out there. If you have gotten certifications and you're moving into a technology role, put out your certifications. If you have been accepted to a mastermind, if you have been accepted to different volunteer events, put things out there because recruiters want to hire real humans, not just robots. And especially in today's work environment, the Great Resignation, people are getting higher dollars. They're getting better work cultures. So the more that you can show who you are as an authentic person, the better. So I just wanted to comment that that does get you attention on LinkedIn. And I absolutely have seen success with that with clients. So go ahead.
Okay. And some of you know this, some of you don't. In LinkedIn, there's often more than one way to get to somewhere in LinkedIn. So I just wanted to point this out. To go to your profile page, that's where we're shifting now. You can either click on your picture, your headshot photo in the vertical business card I mentioned, or you can go to the Me menu and select View Profile to get to your profile page. Once you're there on your profile page, I wanted to show you an example of my profile, not just because it's taken me a very long time to perfect it and I'm pretty darn proud of it, but because it gives you a really good model. And if you want to copy stuff from my profile, go with the format I used or whatever, I give you free rein to do that. All right, so the first thing I do when I take someone to their profile page, whether I'm working on their resume or a LinkedIn profile, is get them to customize their LinkedIn URL. And I just wanted to point this out because most people don't know about it. And it just makes for a much more professional looking, concise LinkedIn URL for your resume document and for any time you're emailing your LinkedIn URL to anyone. So the way you would go customize the URL is go to the first option at the top right, edit your public profile and URL. And when you click on that, and you can't find this in the mobile app, so just do it on your laptop or on a tablet. When you click on that, the first option again on the upper right is edit your LinkedIn URL. And the whole point is to get rid of all those random letters and numbers at the end of your URL. It's distracting and it looks like you don't know what you're doing with LinkedIn if you don't customize that. So go ahead and get rid of those and click save. If your LinkedIn URL that you've selected most of the time is ending with your last name, ending with your first and last name. And if that's not taken already, you'll see success, it worked. If it is taken, it'll give you a chance to further tailor that URL. For instance, my URL ends with Lisa Carman-resumes. You might want to use your middle initial or use a number, 1 or 2 at the end of your name or something, whatever works for you. But I wanted to make sure you do that. Everybody on this call, edit your custom URL. All right. So in addition, so I wanted to walk you through this top portion of LinkedIn. This is what I call your banner section. It includes your background image, your professional headshot, and your headline, this piece here. All right. let's talk about your photo and background image. This is your brand. The photo, your professional headshot photo and your background image are the first thing any employer or recruiter or anyone else in this world will see about you. So make sure it represents you in the way you intend. And I have to tell this quick story about Andre. He's one of my favorite people. I met him like 8 years ago when he was a manager, and he really had been beaten down where he had worked and really didn't see himself as having great achievements, and he did. But after working with Andre, within a few months, he got a director level position, then a VP level position. Now he's a CTO, and he's just absolutely brilliant. But his LinkedIn profile headshot was scary. He's this big bodybuilder guy, and his headshot was him in a muscle shirt with this big, huge tattoo on one arm. And when I told him, your profile photo is kind of off-putting, it's kind of scary, Andre was mortified. He really did not intend that. So he went to a photographer I knew and got this new fabulous, great headshot. But you can see for the background image what Andre did, very unique and creative. He put a collage together of himself at work. The first one is him, who is quoted in this big article. I mean, it's all about Andre in this article. And then again, him at work. He loves public speaking and he wants to do a lot more of that. So we wanted to make sure there was a picture of him doing that. So he did a fabulous job on this. I just wanted to point it out. It's pretty cool. You might take a look at his headline right there. Gives you an idea of what a headline should look like. And we'll talk a little more about that in a moment. So the photo and background image, still focused on this just for this slide. So here's the key with the photo, with the background image for your LinkedIn profile. Remember, it's part of your brand. It should be something that is either professionally or personally relevant to you. So you can see my friend and client, Anne Marie here. Her headshot image isn't what I would recommend because I always want a professional headshot, but it works for her. It's a fabulous picture of her. And when she's not at work, she's in her cowboy hat. So this works for her. The background image she picked is the company she works for, and she is dedicated to 100%. So that is perfect. The other background image and banner you see here is Anish. He's a recent client as well, high-level guy in the C-suite space. And that is a professional headshot that he had done. He wanted an outdoor shot, and it's fantastic. And he is all about business in the Colorado area and building business. And he also does a lot of outdoorsy stuff. So the skyline of Denver with the Flatirons in the background is perfect for him.
Lisa,
Yes.
I just want to let people know if they need photographers for headshots, I'm more than happy to send that out in the recording email that we put out. The photo is very, very important. And I love the example that you gave about Andre. So if you do need headshot information, I'm more than happy to provide that.
Great. Let me come back to mine real quick. I have to tell you that I had a 15-year-old headshot for the longest time on my LinkedIn profile because it was the only picture I've ever liked of myself. Who relates to that, right? So I finally bit the bullet and hired a photographer that I met. And this was the differentiator for me. She had me go and have my hair and makeup done before the headshot. I loved it. It was such a fun experience. And it really helped with my confidence level in front of the camera, which I'm not a camera person normally, but I'm so pleased. And I got at least 10 really solid images I can use with my social media. So looking at my background image, it's a word cloud. I made the word cloud, saved it as a PDF and uploaded it to my profile. Now, a word cloud works for me because I'm all about words. I'm writing and developing verbiage for people and trying to really help people represent themselves powerfully with words. So that works for me. That would work for you too, Judith, now that I think of it. Okay, let's get back to, we went through the banner section. Let's go back into looking at a couple of headlines so that you get an idea of what we're talking about here. I have a headline that captures what people will search on to find me. So I get found by people looking for executive resume writer, LinkedIn profile writer, LinkedIn marketing, LinkedIn branding, executive bios, job search strategy. That's what people search to find me, to find someone like me. So your headline should include all of the job titles, almost all, as many as you can fit, that you're interested in pursuing next. And here's the caveat, that you can speak to in an interview. So of course you can't put in there, well, I want to be a VP of sales if you've never done sales at all. Maybe you've done business analytics or something instead. So make sure whatever titles you list in your headline, they are titles that you can speak to eloquently in a job interview. And here's a couple of examples for you. This is a general manager person, also interested in doing corporate training. This is a team leader, ServSafe certified. Just to give you an idea, this is an assistant manager at Taco Bell. And those are the roles he's interested in stepping into next. And we did, the way we came up with these, by the way, he and I both did research online. He picked the job descriptions that spoke most to him, that he would be interested in, and so did I. And we kind of went back and forth. And these were the titles we came up with that were most common in the job descriptions he's looking at. And that's how I approach each of these. The one at the very bottom, I wanted to talk a little bit about if any of you are looking at starting your own business. This is a person who does remodeling and construction work, and he has his own business. His name is Sam Cummings. He's in the Littleton area, Southwest Denver area. And I wrote his LinkedIn profile for his small business, but it's his profile, not the business's. So this is what he wants to, these are the projects he wants to do. So when someone is looking up, I need someone who's good with home additions, or I need someone who can do a great bathroom. They're going to find him because these are in his heading, in his headline. And you should know too, that some recruiters actually have the ability to only search in LinkedIn on the headline field. So if that role that you're interested in, like the IT operations leader or project manager role, isn't in your headline, they won't find you. Okay, this is an interesting banner shot, and I know we're going to run short of time here, so I'll try to be quick. This is an interesting banner shot and banner section because she went the extra mile to personalize it. So the Smoky Mountains in the background image, that's where she's from, and that's where she got started in her law practice. So she has a lot to say about those, very passionate about that area of the world. And she added a little bit for fun with the Wayne Gretzky quote. And yes, she is a hockey fan to the hilt and can't wait to talk about it in interviews.
Lisa, I love this example, and I've had several clients who have put, for example, Brene Brown quotes, or that you want to play in the arena, or if there's a quote that you love out there. This is a really good example of it drawing attention. You can also align it with the branding on your resume and have the quote on your resume and on your LinkedIn so that it shows what kind of thinker you are, philosophical, and really getting into problem solving or critical thinking or team or collaboration. There's a question from Lisa. What about an audio clip introduction that people can put on their profile page?
Oh yeah, that would be fantastic. It's got to be brief though, really short and sweet.
Yep, I love that. And LinkedIn actually has a new area where for your headshot, you can actually do a small video. That is very leading edge, and I think only like 5% of people are using it. So that's also how you, especially if you're in technology, can be a candidate of choice.
Oh, I'm so glad you mentioned that, Shelley. I forgot all about it. I'm going to do it. I'll be ready next time. All right, your about section. It used to be called a summary section. Now it's called about. But when you go into LinkedIn and add a section, you have to click about and then it says summary and you have to click summary. So it's a little bit confusing, but it's all about you. So the big pieces that you have to know about here, speak in first person. You are introducing yourself to the world, to every connection, every person who found you through Google or LinkedIn or whatever. You are introducing yourself to them in the about section. It's the first real piece of content anyone will read about you. So make it good. Use keywords from the job descriptions you're going to be applying to. Bring in your personality. We all know that someone's personality can make or break a work environment. Talk about how people love to work with you. Talk about your leadership. Talk about what your drivers are. And tell your story. This is your first opportunity to say, this is who I am and what I bring to the table. Do it with power. At the very bottom of your LinkedIn about section, you can have a piece of a whole bunch of keywords in a list. This is supposed to break the LinkedIn algorithm by allowing you to have keywords from all these job descriptions you're applying to and just keep building on those keywords to make sure that you get through initial screenings in terms of being found for the right skills, which are keywords. So here's a couple of examples of what would be at the bottom of a LinkedIn profile. In the bottom of the about section, sorry. Just a running list. You could separate it by commas or by the bar character, or you can make it a vertical list. Whatever works for you. And just keep adding to it as you're looking at job descriptions, other words that start to come up, newer words, add them to your list here.
So Lisa, I just want to tell the story that you and I were career camp speakers for Second Act Women. And there were two recruiters. One was a senior technical recruiter from Amazon. The other is a HR business partner at Sovereign. And this is how they helped us to learn how to break the algorithm. So
Right.
I totally and holistically agree with Lisa with this. Make sure that it aligns with some of your keywords in your headline and just keep adding to it. This is how you will, for example, if you are working with women, make sure that the word women, she, her, all of those keywords will be jumping up higher in the algorithm so that more clients come to you if you own a small business, or if you work with particular groups in the community.
Awesome. Okay, that brings us to more about section examples. So as I said, you can't read through the whole thing, but let me just highlight a few areas. I put my phone number and my email address right at the top. Could whoever was at my profile go to my contact info in my banner section and find me, find how to contact me? Yes, but I want to make it as easy as possible for them so that they don't have to go to my contact information. I also want everyone to know, this is super important to me, that I am an Amazon #1 bestseller contributing author. I wrote an article for a book that got on the bestseller list, and I'm very proud of that. And there's links to ordering the book and such in my LinkedIn profile. Right away, I say, this is what I am. I'm your partner in progress. And then I jump down to, I've helped over 2,000 clients, and these are my specialties. What sets me apart? That's just a category heading I picked because I liked it. And it's all about my personal approach. And then it continues on. I'm not showing the whole about section, but I wanted to show you there's so many different ways to structure it. Every single LinkedIn profile I write is a customized piece of art. That's how I look at it. And I want it to be right for you. Here's another example of an about section. I would just draw your attention to the first line. This is what this person is all about. Driven by purpose and potential, I excel in fast-paced environments. What was important to this individual was really highlighting the results they have made happen in the last few years. So that's what we did. Are they later on also represented in the experience section? Yes, but in a different way. And as you can see at the very bottom, there's that list of keywords all crammed together. Another example for you. Here's my assistant manager at Taco Bell. This individual isn't looking for work, but he lives the Taco Bell mantra. He lives those values, and he wanted his bosses to see that he's all about this corporation and making it successful. So we wrote a really engaging, compelling LinkedIn profile about section for him, and he is thrilled, and his boss already found him and gave him kudos about it and wants my number.
So Lisa, we have some questions in the chat, and I'll take the first one from Mazzy. Is it okay to have a complicated or a completed profile, but not actively posting and engaging in the activity feed? So I'll take this one. Mazzy, the more that you can post, the more LinkedIn picks you up and that you get seen by other people. I post about 3 to 4 days a week. That way, and your hashtags also that you're choosing also help you get seen. So the more active you can be, you have to have a complete profile. That's step one. But the more active you can be, the more interest will come from the community and from other people who want to see you. Lisa, do you want to answer this? Which was the word count limit to use?
For the about section, the word count limit, if you have premium, is 2,600.
Mhm.
It ranges from 2,000 to 2,600, including spaces. That's the about section. For your headline, it's 220 spaces. And then for each experience role that you have, every single job you've had, you have 2,000 characters to work with.
So Lisa asked the question, is there a word count for listing out all the keywords? If you apply to a job that is on LinkedIn, do all of the keywords carry over?
Well, you're going to have that block of keywords at the bottom. It's not, you have to consider that in your character counts. Does that make sense? Did I answer the question? So the keywords that you're listing at the bottom of the about section are part of your character count in the about section. Did I get that?
Lisa, I'm not sure that, I know exactly what you're talking about when people apply on LinkedIn. I'm not sure if all of those keywords do go over, but
I don't know in terms, you know,
yeah.
if they actually transfer over, it depends on what the algorithm's searching in. Is it
I
searching
agree.
the entire profile or just the headline section?
I agree.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Keep your questions coming.
Okay. Here's another about section example. This is an attorney who was looking to just set herself up professionally as a brand on LinkedIn. So her biggest thing was, I just want to list my specialties. That's what matters to me. So that's what we did. And this is a salesperson's LinkedIn profile. Check out the first line. I'm pretty proud of it. As a self-motivated sales leader, I've been described as a hunter wearing a consultant suit. And yes, the suit fits. The guy is hilarious. So we had to bring in some humor here. But my goal is to capture the client's voice in the about section. And you can do this for yourself. I think it's harder to do it for yourself, but you can. Okay. And that brings us to the experience section. So here's what you do for each of your jobs in the experience section, for each role you've had. You're simply continuing your story. And this is what's unique about what I recommend. Write a standout memory or your perspective about this particular role. You can do it in 1 or 2 sentences. You can do it in a paragraph, whatever works for you. The point is, in LinkedIn, you have the flexibility to bring in more about who you are, your passions, your drivers, how you really operate and why people love you. So talk about things like that at the very beginning of each role. Just give your perspective or share a memory. Then go to your resume that you've put together with amazing achievements bullets and rewrite each achievement bullet so it's not the exact same read. When you're in an interview, in person or online or wherever, your interviewers will be looking at your resume and they're going to be in your LinkedIn profile. So give them something else to read. Here's an example of the first part that most of you won't have experience with, sharing that memory or your perspective about that job. So just read these first two, and that is what I'm talking about. And then you just rewrite the accomplishment bullets, the achievements.
Lisa, we have about 5 minutes, and I hope
Okay.
you are all grabbing nuggets out of this, because what I've seen Lisa doing here is really providing examples from many different industries. And Larry is saying in the chat, click on your LinkedIn profile, then the more buttons say, he's giving some instructions. So thank you, Larry.
Thank you, Larry.
Yeah, that's awesome. And we're just
I have
gonna-
another couple examples, but I don't think we have time for the rest. So let's just
Okay.
move forward so then we can focus on questions. How about that?
That's perfect.
Do you want me to talk about skills and endorsements?
Let's both talk about skills and endorsements.
Okay.
You start.
Okay. Skills and endorsements tend to be a very mysterious thing to people. That's because they show up in your profile and you didn't write them or anything. You didn't decide about your skills. If you don't pick skills for endorsements, then LinkedIn will do it for you. And based on the content you have, will decide that you have certain skills. That's how they get there in the first place, or someone endorses you for the skills. So it's not two different things. It's not skills and endorsements. It's skills that receive endorsements. So this is where you got to really get down to, what skills do I wish to be found for? What are my best, most important skills? And rank them in number order, 1 to 10. You can have up to 50. I don't
Correct.
recommend that. That waters things down. What do you think, Shelley?
Well, I knew we would get the number of how many endorsements can you have up to. You can have up to 50. I definitely agree that you choose the skills and the competencies that most relate to what you were looking for. If you were
Right.
starting a business, etc. But it does have interpersonal skills in there as well, team collaboration. And so some of those skills that are most leveraged right now in the Great Resignation are team building, collaboration, grit, determination, and diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging.
Yes.
So putting those not just as keywords, but if I were to see those things, I would ask you the question, tell me about how you assure an inclusive environment within your team.
Mhm.
So just know that recruiters can look at those skills and ask you specific questions about them. So a key is to have a database of examples that show how you have and are aligned with the skills on your LinkedIn.
Mhm. And I wanted to point out, don't water down your skills. This is the last thing I'll say about skills. I used to have a skill of resumes and a skill of resume writer and a skill of resume tips and a skill of, you get the idea. So I got all these endorsements, and I had 2 for this and 8 for this and 10 for this under resumes. So instead, what I did was I shot myself in the foot. If I had just had resume writer there, all of those skills would have added up to a much bigger number, which is keyword density. So I show up higher in search lists. So don't repeat skills or have similarly meaning skills. Okay, I think we should move on to, this is the very end and what Shelley and I recommend you do. And let's take more questions.
So I love this slide because it's something I challenge all of my clients to do, is you've just heard all of these nuggets from Lisa. And Lisa, thank you so much again for taking time to help our community with this. Reach out to each other, get to know each other. There's a couple people on the call where I'm doing some part-time recruitment. I call Lisa, hey, do you know anybody in finance? Yes, I do. She sends over the job application or the job summary. Hey, Ambrish, do you know anybody in healthcare? Yes, I do. So through these communities, you actually will be able to help each other, and you're not alone. I know how isolating job search and getting those advancements can be. So really focus on spending that 20 minutes per day, not just adding connections, but adding meaningful connections. And you have to do your homework with your connections. Actually read their profile. I've connected with people who love to ski, who love to hike. I'm a Zumba fitness instructor, as well as a coach. So I align with Zumba fitness coaches. Whatever is of interest for you, make sure that you are focusing on those connections. And we are at 1 o'clock. This will be sent out via recording in an email. Again, if you are interested in speaking with Judith Kohler, her information is going to be in the email we send to you. She will be writing an article on the Great Resignation. Judith, thank you so much for joining us today. And Lisa, thank you so much for all of your partnership and your friendship. And we can't wait to see all of you in 2022, where we will be expanding and hugely growing Colorado Career Connectors. Please subscribe to our new website. Get the word out to others, whether they are early in career to C-suite professionals. We are here to support all of you. And it's our mission to help you have deeper relationships, fast track your job search, improve your LinkedIn, and be your authentic self in your next role. Thank you so much. I'm seeing some really nice comments in the chat. Yes, you may email us with questions, and we're more than happy to help you. Again, this is for Colorado. You will see Colorado companies, but everyone around the world needs job search help, career advancement help. That is my goal, my purpose, and why I'm an ally to you for doing this. So thank you so much for joining us, everyone. I'll stay on maybe a few more minutes. Lisa, if you can too, we're happy to take a few more questions. Judith, hopefully you've gotten some people to reach out to you, and happy holidays, everyone. Have courage and go into the new year with kindness and abundance.
Hear,
Take
hear.
care.